Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Carrie Pink. Been off for rather a while, but have started to come back on and watch a few things quietly. But was completely and utterly disgusted and outraged at Zavgirl and one other YouTuber that I know of putting autopsy photos of Sweet Cannon Stouch behind a paywall on their Patreon. I'm not going to go into that too much. I just want to attach a clip from Brian Enton of News Nation for you to watch. Many of you may well have seen it, I'm sure, but just in case you haven't, I think you should see what he has to say, and also District Attorney. It's utterly disgusting, and as ever, sadly, over the years we have seen this happen to so many innocent children in different ways, how some YouTube creators have used things that really should not be put in public view. Anything to do with Cannon's case, as most of us know, was in the trial, which was available to watch at the time, and he and his family certainly don't deserve what has happened. It's unnecessary, and as Brian says, as you will see, unscientific, and doesn't actually give any value or help in the case, bearing in mind the case was taken to trial, as I've said, and the hideous monster is in jail where they need to be. Anyway, I thought I'd post it because Brian Enton does a really good job. Take care and see you soon. Carrie Pink. And just as a last thought, and just my opinion obviously, just because you can do something under law doesn't mean morally perhaps you should. This is what we all need to remember in these cases. Take care, be safe, be kind. Carrie Pink.
And they actually released the photos to her. She had to pay. They released the photos and she got them. And you can just imagine, based on the description of the way that little boy was killed, what those photos looked like. Zavgirl then proceeded to post them on her Patreon account, which is an account attached to her YouTube page. And she charged her followers money to see the autopsy photos. For $3, you could see little Gannon's body. She was making money off of that little boy's autopsy photos. Autopsy photos of a severely beaten to death little boy. Really, they just got no place on the internet. It was hard enough for the jury to have to look at them. But for this YouTuber to go to all that trouble to request them, to pay the money, to get them from the government, and not only post them, but then to charge people to see them. I mean, I just find it sick. And I question, has Zavgirl ever even been in a courtroom or interviewed a grieving family? That's my issue with some of these YouTubers that cause problems. They hide behind their computers. They don't even use their real names. Like in this case, we don't even know who Zavgirl really is. And if you're so proud of your page, I don't know why people don't just use their real name. And this isn't some video game or TV show you're playing on your computer. This is a real family's life. This morning, Zavgirl, she got a lot of heat for this. She posted a statement on her YouTube page about the controversy. It was deleted. It's back up now. I screen grabbed it. This is part of it. She wrote, "The reality of the situation is that different people feel differently about this. Some people are genuinely think making a video including the autopsy photos is bad, and I respect their opinion and feelings. Other people like myself think of autopsy photos and the coroner discussing, explaining, interesting, and informative. Are all able to view it in a more scientific, detached way." Well, Zavgirl, there is nothing detached about posting the autopsy photos of an 11-year-old little boy and then, on top of it, which I really think pushes it over the line, charging money for people to see them. It is sick, it's deranged, and you should just own up to it. Whoever you are, wherever you live, maybe get out from behind your computer screen, go to the local courthouse, and actually sit through a murder trial and see what it's like for the families in real life. Not on YouTube, not sitting behind your computer and thinking about clicks, but actually go to the courthouse and see what these families actually have to deal with, and then think about how it might feel for them after having to see those photos in the courtroom to then have them plastered all over the internet and then be trying to charge people money to view them so you can get rich off of it. It's just awful. I want to bring in District Attorney Michael Allen, who served as the lead prosecutor on Little Gannon's case. Thank you for being with us, Michael. You were the lead prosecutor. You had to go through that whole trial. I can't even imagine, like, this just got me so mad thinking about Gannon's family. I know they're aware of this. I mean, how are they processing all of this?
Well, thanks for having me on to talk about this. First off, we reached out to the family members and had discussions with them about this, just letting them know that, one, it's happening and sort of what they can do potentially to combat this. But honestly, there's nothing they can do to get these photos down once they're on the internet. It's just completely disrespectful to the family members that have had to live through this horror. But even more so, I mean, Gannon deserves so much more in life from his stepmother, and he certainly deserves dignity and respect in death. And there's nothing about what this YouTuber is doing, and I think there's another one out there as well, that they're doing that provides any dignity or respect to Gannon. And the statement that they put out about this incident, sort of justifying it, it just rings hollow. Other ways to do this. Scientifically, they could have used body diagrams that the autopsy also included, instead of putting the actual pictures of Gannon's just completely broken body that reflects the depravity and horror that he had to live through and die at the hands of his stepmother, that he had to suffer. It's outright disgusting, and it just speaks to the lowest of human forms, in my opinion.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider.